मुंबई के 7 होटल के अंदर आतंकवादी घुस चुके हैं।
This is a terror attack on Mumbai.
Kasab and Ismail were both in custody.
Kasab had planned on that this was to be termed as a Hindu attack.
धागा सिद्धि विनायक से खरीद के दिया था. They had Hindu name ID cards and they had all this कि this would be termed as Hindu terror.
What was the first thing when you met Kasab?
Anger था कि इसको इधर ही खत्म कर दें. There was a letter which came, you have to take utmost care of his security. So me and another officer would eat the food first just to make sure that he does not die.
You were also the first person जिसने Kasab से interrogation किया.
उस्तादों ने कहा कि once you die, then you go to heaven. मैंने अपने टीम को बोला गाड़ी में डालो इसको and took him to the morgue. 9 of his compatriots were there. उसको मैंने दिखाया कि देख खुशबू आ रही है, ग्लो है, देख क्या है. And that is the time he was shocked.
किसी बहुत ही ड्रेडेड क्रिमिनल को इंटरोगेट करना है, मिलना है, क्या चलता है दिमाग में?
अंडरवर्ल्ड को ब्रेक करना बहुत इजी है. दे डू इट फॉर मनी, बट द टेररिस्ट जो है दे हैव बीन ब्रेन वॉश्ड. इंडियन मुजाहिदीन को जब पकड़ा,
Indian Mujahideen.
17 blasts has shaken in Ahmedabad.
they had done blast. 21 accused we had arrested. Out of 21, 11 were computer engineers. One was a mechanical engineer. One was a doctor.
What happened कि दाऊद भाग गया इंडिया से?
Dawood was like a wolf. The survival instinct in him was very strong. Now, for his marriage, for the honeymoon, he had booked 6-7 hotels, and only he knew where he would go. Dawood realized इधर ये सब हो रहा है. इधर पुलिस हाथ था ऊपर. Somebody has taken out the hand. Mid-May 1986, he has gone away from here.
When did Underworld completely got away from Bombay?
It would be wrong on my part to say that the underworld does not exist. Today's underworld is Lawrence Bishnoi and company.
Do you think that crimes are rising again?
आजकल हर काम में प्लानिंग और रिलायबिलिटी की ज़रूरत होती है. चाहे आप अपना बिजनेस चला रहे हो या डेली काम करने के लिए सामान भेजना हो, सबके लिए एक कॉमन स्ट्रगल है: सामान सेफली कैसे पहुंचाएं. कभी व्हीकल मिलने का टेंशन और कभी आइटम्स की सेफ्टी का. इसीलिए मैं यूज़ करता हूँ पोर्टर. उनके 2 व्हीलर्स हैंडल करते हैं 20 kg तक के आइटम्स, और अब उन्होंने लॉन्च किया है स्कूटर कैटेगरी, एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस और एक्स्ट्रा केयर के साथ. ये परफेक्ट है उन बिजनेसेस के लिए जो चीज़ें स्ट्रेस फ्री और ट्रस्ट वर्दी तरीके से पहुंचाना चाहते हैं. दिस एपिसोड इज सपोर्टेड बाय आवर टाइटल स्पॉन्सर पोर्टर. अगर आप और जानना चाहते हैं इनके बारे में, देन चेक द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन. एंड अवर टुडेज गेस्ट इज राकेश मारिया, पुलिस ऑफिसर एंड फॉर्मर पुलिस कमिश्नर ऑफ मुंबई. उन्होंने 1993 मुंबई ब्लास्ट जैसे बड़े टेरर अटैक्स को सॉल्व किया है, अजमल कसाब का फेस टू फेस इंटरोगेशन किया है और मुंबई के अंडरवर्ल्ड को अंदर से देखा है. हम उनसे जानेंगे कैसे जलीस अंसारी ने 51 बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट प्लान किए थे, कसाब से मिलके उन्हें क्यों ऐसा लगा कि उसे डायरेक्ट मार देना चाहिए, और क्या आज इंडिया में अंडरवर्ल्ड अभी भी एक्टिव है, एंड पूरे अंडरवर्ल्ड की बैकग्राउंड स्टोरी एंड ओरिजिन स्टोरी क्या है. ये एपिसोड एंड तक ज़रूर देखिए और मुझे कमेंट्स में बताना कि आपने इस एपिसोड में सबसे इंसाइटफुल चीज़ क्या देखी.
You were also the first person जिसने Kasab से interrogation किया था. What was the first thing when you met Kasab?
No,
पहली
I
चीज-
looked at him and I saw him and I was shocked कि somebody like that could have caused so much damage, could have done what they did to this city.
सबसे पहली
वो
चीज क्या
पहले
बोली?
तो you एंगर था कि इसको इधर ही खत्म कर दें, इसको यहाँ मारे and let us finish
Just
him
move it,
here.
हाँ.
But then it was कि this is our one and only chance to understand the full conspiracy, to understand the Pakistan role in this, and the whole world is watching you. उसको पकड़ने के बाद में there was a letter which came from the Ministry of Home Affairs to the Mumbai commissioner कि you have to take utmost care of his security. It is your responsibility. Just make sure that.
क्यों?
So just remember that this was the fellow who had killed 3 top officers, Salaskar, Kamte, Karkare. Within the Mumbai police, I remember मेरे पास में मेरी टीम के कुछ लोग आए, बोले सर इसको हम लोग ठोक देते हैं, तो ये बोलो कि ये भाग रहा था, हम लोग इसको मारते हैं और खत्म करो सर, ये क्या होने वाला है, अल्टीमेटली तो उसको डेथ पेनल्टी में तो हम ही कर देते हैं ये. I told them no, you know, we have to prove the conspiracy. So during that period, you know, one was frightened that he would be poisoned by his food or the water that he drank. So me and another officer would eat the food first, then wait for half an hour कि हमको कुछ
हुआ तो नहीं,
and then the food would be given to him. Similar thing, water.
पहले आप पीते थे?
First we used to drink. So, you know, many times मेरे घर से मेरे लिए जो पानी आता था, that was given to him just to make sure that he does not die. We have to put him in the court for the world to know कि how Pakistan has done this. So, you know, the first reaction when I saw him was of anger, like everybody else. But then the thing was, we must find out what it is. And from the way he spoke, I knew he was a Punjabi. You know, that accent.
But first चीज बोली क्या आपने इसको? First चीज क्या बोली? You and Kasab, आप आमने सामने हो. First चीज क्या बोली? What was the first word that you uttered out of your mouth?
कित्थों दा है? See, I am also a Punjabi.
Okay. तो आप सेंस कर गए थे वो पंजाबी है?
From his accent.
Okay.
You know, from his accent I knew. So the moment he said that, I don't sit here, I'm coming in 1 minute. I went outside. I spoke to my father-in-law. My father-in-law is from the undivided India. He is from, you know, Punjab. So I went and asked him. I said, you know, this. He gave me a background. Kya hai? What is the landmark there? I came back. And then I started confronting him. Now, see, you must understand his psychology. They knew they were not going back. They had all come to die. So we are interrogating somebody
who's prepared to die.
Who's prepared to die. तो आप उसको क्या डराओगे? So the only way you can break him is emotionally, you know, try to talk to him. So I realized during the initial stages that he is very close to his mother.
बात करते करते समझ में आया.
बात करते करते लगा कि father से, you know, he's not. Father used to sell that dahi, you know, what we call dahi vada. North Indians say dahi ballas. So he used to sell that. So he was not very close to his father, but mother he was attached to. So then I told him, I will make you talk to your mother. I will make you talk to your mother. So he felt
कि मम्मी से बात करने को मिलेगा.
And then in that hostile environment, because everybody who, you know, उसको जब मेरे ऑफिस में इंटरोगेशन के लिए लेके आते थे, then later on we stopped because of security reasons. I would go there, but he used to be abused. जो भी कांस्टेबल, जो भी ऑफिसर, उसको माँ बहन की गाली देता. So this fellow realized कि, you know, this environment is very hostile. So we had to break him to get the true thing out. But you know, some ये कि, you know, he knew कि, you know, this is one person who speaks my language, who has not abused me. This till I abused him when, you know, सब उसने बताया, ये बताया, वो, why have you done it? अरे no, हमारे उस्तादों ने कहा कि once you die, you know, your body emanates scent, perfume, खुशबू आती है, then you go to heaven and you get your huris, and there is a glow on your face once you die for jihad. So, I heard this, और एक रात को, I couldn't bear it anymore. मैंने अपने टीम को बोला, must have been around 1 or so in the morning. बोला, गाड़ी में डालो इसको. We put him in the car and vehicle में डाला and took him to the morgue. Morgue में 9 of his compatriots were there and in terrible shape because in the NSG operation some of them got burnt. किसके eye के through bullet गई थी. They were in this and the bodies were stinking. तो उसको मैं लेके गया मॉर्ग में और मॉर्ग में उसको मैंने दिखाया कि देख खुशबू आ रही है, ग्लो है, देख क्या है ये. एंड दैट इज द टाइम ही वाज शॉक्ड. ही गॉट अ लिटिल शेकन. आई सेड योर उस्ताद्स जो उनको ब्रेन वॉश और इंडोक्ट्रिनेट करते हैं, आपके उस्ताद अगर इतना ये है और इतना ये दिस वर्ल्ड इज नॉट the next world is more important, why would they be not doing it? वो क्यों नहीं करते? आप लोग को आगे कर रहे हैं ये देख क्या है. Then another thing was he was told that India में Muslims are not allowed to pray, no mosque is there, so हमारे Crawford Market office आजू बाजू में there are mosques there. So he would hear the azan this. So he was taken out one night, dekh how people are praying. So in his mind, that bubble which was there, we systematically burst the bubble and then he became the entire truth the truth came out to the extent the connection with us was such. एक दिन रात को we were I was in the office and the officers come up and say कि US say the FBI and other people have come, they want to question him. I said ठीक है, take. Must have been 8:30-9 बजे होंगे रात के. And they went and in half an hour that officer brings them back. So
क्यों?
I said हो गया आपका, have you finished your interrogation? So that foreigner told, there were I think 4 of them over there, told me that he's not uttering a word. In fact, he is giving them a lecture. They had their, two of the fellows in their thing could speak Punjabi and Urdu. They could speak Hindi. So he gave a lecture to them. How the US is responsible and ऐसे नहीं कर रहे, वैसे नहीं कर रहे, you are not doing this, you are not doing that, you people are. So they came and they told me, I said, is that so? So I said, come, I'm coming with you. So I walked with them back to the crime branch lockup. So he used to call me Janab. He had reached a stage where he would call me Janab. So he said, Janab, आप आ गए. I said, अरे इनको मैंने भेजा था और तुम इनको कुछ बोल नहीं रहे हो, क्या है ये? बोले सर आपने नहीं बोला था उनको बोलने के लिए कि आपकी परमिशन है. ऐसा नहीं, बात करो. Then they sat and 2 hours, 3 hours they spoke to him.
तो ऐसे जब आप कार में बैठे रहते होगे एंड आप कहीं जा रहे हो एंड कि किसी बहुत ही ड्रेडेड क्रिमिनल को इंटरोगेट करना है, मिलना है, क्या चलता है दिमाग में? लाइक राइट फ्रॉम द पॉइंट जब आप पुलिस स्टेशन से निकले हो, घर से निकले हो, कार में बैठे हो, टू द पॉइंट वेयर यू रीच.
Most of the interrogation which is done was done, say, in the crime branch or at the police station. So when you're sitting down in the car and you're traveling, then you have already in your mind strategized कि क्या पूछना है, line of interrogation or line of questioning क्या होगी. And you think of that. See, लोगों को thanks to films and general perception ये है कि interrogation मतलब ऊपर एक लाइट होती है एंड you know you have some frightening looking policemen who will frighten the daylights out of so it's not that interrogation I feel is an art. It's not all that simple. It is an art, and it needs a lot of preparation, which goes, you know, knowing about who you are interrogating, the history of that criminal, what the case is about, the very fact that आप लोग उसको लेके आए हो मतलब आपके पास में कुछ तो बेसिस होगा पूछताछ करने का, इसलिए उसको लेके आए हो. अगर आप सस्पिशन, आपके पास सिर्फ सस्पिशन है और आप उसको लेके आए हो, देन इट इज आर्ट ऑफ इंटरोगेटर कि वो जो अक्यूज्ड है या जो सस्पेक्ट है उसको ये फीलिंग होनी चाहिए, और आप एज एन इंटरोगेटर आप उसको वो फीलिंग दे सकते हो क्या कि आपको सब पता है. तो अगर आपने उसको देखो, इंटरोगेशन इज अ गेम ऑफ चेस वेयर द अक्यूज्ड एंड द इंटरोगेटर दे आर एक दूसरे को टटोल रहे हैं. उसको वो सोच रहा है कि इनको कितना पता है, मैं सोच रहा हूं कि मैं इसको कैसे बुलवाऊं. तो मैं उससे ये फीलिंग देता हूं कि मुझे पता है क्या है. तो you know you make him, you question him, and somewhere he says a word, something you catch on that, and then so that's why I say it is an art, and you know it is a psychology which you this. मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. 1988 से लेके 1994 तक मुंबई एंड हैदराबाद, सम अदर प्लेसेस, वहां पर लो इंटेंसिटी बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुए. एंड यू नो वेरी लो इंटेंसिटी बट हुए. और हमारे यहाँ तो यू नो आई एम यूजिंग द वर्ड बम्बई because that, you know, even in this book I'm talking of the period when Mumbai was Bombay. So I will stick to Bombay. I'm talking of the year 1994. तो बम्बई में you had blasts inside Gamdevi police station, inside Matunga police station, inside the SB1 office, वो आज़ाद मैदान की कैंटीन जहाँ पर पुलिस, लॉयर्स वगैरह, वहाँ पर ब्लास्ट हो गया. एक ब्लास्ट गुरुद्वारा के अंदर हो गया दादर में. एक भोईवाड़ा में ब्लास्ट हो गया, वेरी लो इंटेंसिटी ब्लास्ट. उसमें कभी एक मरता था, दो मरते थे, लोग ज़्यादा इंजर्ड होते थे. अल्टीमेटली 1994, 14th January 1994, CBI एंड मुंबई एंड बॉम्बे पुलिस, इन्होंने एक जॉइंट ऑपरेशन में एक MBBS डॉक्टर को पकड़ा, डॉक्टर जलीस अंसारी. तो मुझे बोला गया कि यू गो एंड यू नो द बैकग्राउंड इज 12 मार्च 93 का ब्लास्ट हुआ. वो मैं और मेरी टीम ने डिटेक्ट किया. तो वो इन्होंने वो डिटेक्शन की. अभी ड्यूरिंग द डिटेक्शन ऑफ दैट केस अंडरवर्ल्ड वॉज इन्वॉल्व. तो बहुत इन्फॉर्मेंट्स बन गए अंडरवर्ल्ड में. बाकी ये जो यू नो हु वर गिविंग इंफॉर्मेशन, तो लॉट्स ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेंट्स you know I had developed.
Okay.
So again I put my informants on the job and information came. एक information आई
क्या आई
कि ये काम गौली के लोगों ने किया है. अरुण गौली के लोगों ने किया है.
तीनों.
हाँ, ये उन्होंने ये दिस वर्क हैज बीन डन बाय देम. तो हर बार ऐसे होता था कि मैं इनको इंफॉर्मेशन देता था, टीम वहाँ जाती थी और वहाँ पर पता लगता था अभी 6 घंटे पहले निकले हैं, 2 घंटे पहले निकले हैं, और हमको नहीं मिलते थे।
हर बार पहले ही निकल जाते थे। तो मुझे थोड़ा ऑड लगा, और मेरे दिमाग में आया कि शायद हमारे टीम में कोई इंफॉर्मेशन लीक कर रहा है। तो मैं, एक ऑफिसर मेरे साथ में, ही इज रिमेन्ड विद मी राइट थ्रू, एक दिनेश कदम करके ऑफिसर था, ही वॉज सब इंस्पेक्टर एट दैट टाइम। तो मैंने दिनेश कदम को बुलाया और मैंने दिनेश कदम को बोला कि मुझे थोड़ा डाउट है। तो उसको बहुत बुरा लगा, बोले सर ये तो मेरी टीम है, आपकी टीम है, हम आपके साथ में गद्दारी थोड़ी करेंगे, हम डिपार्टमेंट के साथ गद्दारी थोड़ी करेंगे। तो मैंने उसको बोला ये कैसे हो रहा है, मैं आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रहा हूँ, आप यू आर गोइंग एंड व्हेन यू रीच देयर यू नो हाथ से निकल गए। तो बोले नहीं सर ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है। बोला ठीक है। फिर एक वो इन्फॉर्मेंट आया मेरे पास में, सेम इन्फॉर्मेंट, और उसने मुझे इन्फॉर्मेशन दी कि सर एक जगह है वाई, सतारा में। सर वाई में बब्बन राघव, वन ऑफ द शूटर्स, गावली का बब्बन राघव शूटर वहां पर छुपा हुआ है, और उसने जगह बताई। तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने किसको कुछ बताया नहीं। मेरा एक दोस्त था, वो दोस्त की मारुति वैन, उस जमाने में मारुति वैन वाज दी व्हीकल। तो मारुति वैन मैंने उसके ड्राइवर के साथ में बोला जरा मेरे घर पर भेज देना रात को 11 साढ़े 11 बजे। मैंने टीम, आई टू स्टे एट लाला लजपत राय कॉलेज लेन, रेस कोर्स के बिल्कुल बगल में। तो रेस कोर्स का पार्किंग लॉट है। तो मैंने अपनी टीम को कहा कि तुम लोग रात को 12 बजे यू कम टू रेस कोर्स पार्किंग लॉट। तो वो अलग अलग अपने कोई मोटरसाइकिल से कोई वो वहां पर आ गए। मेरे दोस्त की गाड़ी थी, उसका ड्राइवर था, मैंने सबको गाड़ी में बिठाया, दिनेश कदम भी था, बिठाया, और मैंने उनको एड्रेस दिया, बोला अब तुम निकल के जाओ। वो लोग सवेरे पहुंचे, 4-5 बजे करीब वाई सतारा में पहुंचे, बब्बन राघव को पकड़ा। तो बब्बन उधर से मेरे को उन्होंने फोन लगाया, लैंडलाइन का ये फोन लगाया, बोले सर ये तो मिल गया। मैं बोला क्या बोल रहा है ये? तो बोल रहा सर वो दूसरा जो अक्यूज्ड है राहुल पोल, उसके बारे में बता रहा है कि वो चतुर्श्रृंगी पुणे में है। बोला ठीक है तुम लोग जाओ, चतुर्श्रृंगी पुणे जाओ, उसको लेके आओ। ये लोग गए चतुर्श्रृंगी पुणे से, वो लोग राहुल पोल को पकड़ के लेके आए। और फिर उनको मैंने मैंने इनको इंटरोगेट किया। तो उन्होंने विक्रोली और भांडुप में एक विजय नरसाले और राजू बटाटा, ये 2 और शूटर्स थे, उनके डिटेल्स बताए। मैंने टीम भेजी और शाम तक सब के सब 4 के 4 शूटर अरेस्ट हुए। अब मेरे और दिनेश कदम के दिमाग में ये खनक रहा था कि वाई वर वी फेलिंग बिफोर। तो मैंने और दिनेश ने बब्बन राघव और इनको पूछा कि हाउ कम, क्योंकि वी हैड इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ मानगांव, श्रीवर्धन, गोरेगांव इन रायगढ़ डिस्ट्रिक्ट, हम हर बार भेजते थे। तो वहां से पता लगा कि गावली हैड सबवर्टेड द मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्शन। मुंबई में ये प्रोसीजर है, सिस्टम है कि अगर टीम्स आउट ऑफ बॉम्बे, आउट ऑफ मुंबई जाते हैं तो यू हैव टू पुट रिक्विजिशन टू मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्शन। वो मोटर ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्शन फिर गाड़ी और ड्राइवर अलॉट करता है, एंड देन यू गो, बट यू हैव टू राइट कि हमको इधर, बिकॉज अकॉर्डिंगली पेट्रोल और डीजल वॉट एवर इट इज। तो सी दिस मैन वाज सो स्मार्ट, ही हैड सबवर्टेड दी motor transport section, and that only was not enough. इसको जिस घर से हमने पकड़ा वाई में, that was belonging to one DCP's driver. Of course that driver was dismissed and all that later on, but this is what this is what it is. Coming back to interrogation, यू टॉकिंग अबाउट
I was
अंसारी,
talking about Jalis Ansari.
जली संसारी.
तो मुझे बोला कि यू गो टू द CBI ऑफिस और वहाँ पर इसको जलीस अंसारी को रखा है और वो कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है. तो आई वेंट, मंत्रालय के सामने इनका एक वन ऑफ द कॉटेज वाज गिवन टू CBI फॉर देयर ऑफिस बिकॉज 93 ब्लास्ट आफ्टर वी पुट अप द चार्जशीट इन्वेस्टिगेशन वाज टेकन ओवर बिकॉज सब फॉरेन में भाग गए थे. तो CBI had come into the picture and they were investigating. So I went to that I think C7 बंगला था मंत्रालय के सामने. तो C7 बंगलों में मैं गया और मैंने ऑफिसर्स को पूछा, बोले सर ये MBBS डॉक्टर है एंड उसको हमने पूछा तो उसने अपना नाम दिया, अपनी डिग्री बताई, अपना एड्रेस बताया एंड ही इज नॉट स्पीकिंग एनीथिंग बियॉन्ड दैट. तो ऐसा ठीक है. सो आई वेंट इन एंड ये जमीन पर बैठा था. मैंने कुर्सी ली और उसके पास में कुर्सी लगाई. सो आई टोल्ड हिम दैट तुमको जो उठा के लाए हैं तो कुछ तो मालूम होगा, इसलिए तुमको उठाया है. और तुम्हारे साथ में तुम्हारा ब्रदर, ही हैड 2 brothers, one of them was a teacher in a school in Bandra, the बड़ी मस्जिद. तो मैंने उसको बोला देखो उनको भी लेके आएंगे, पुलिस के रिकॉर्ड उनका बनेगा, ये होगा. Then he looked up at me. Then I told him, I said, see, तुम ये कर क्यों रहे हो? कोई पर्पस होगा ना ये सब करने का. Whether you are dissatisfied, whether right or wrong, I am not going into that. But you are doing it because there is a purpose.
हाँ, कुछ तो है.
कुछ तो आप, you are doing it for a motive. And I feel the motive is you are against the government, against society, against the majority community. You are against them. Don't you think the public should know why you are doing it? तो सुना और he looked up at me. He says, आप क्या करोगे? I said, you give what you are saying, whatever your statement is, you give your statement and we will make sure that next time when you are sent to the court for remand, सब press वाले होंगे, ये होंगे, we will allow you before you get into the van to speak for 2 minutes to the press. And I assure you, no injustice will be done to your brothers who is a teacher and this, that. No policeman will go to his house. He said, sir, spoke to me. आपकी ज़बान है. I said, मैं ज़बान देता हूँ. सर पेपर पेन दीजिए. I still have those sheets with me. He took that sheet and 52 cases all over the country. छोटा मोटा वो चौपाटी में there used to हर बार चौपाटी में you have the Ram Leela. अब होता है कि नहीं, I am not too sure, but there used to be Ram Leela. So this fellow, उसको आया गुस्सा against the thing. He had started, I told you, Tanzim Islahul मुसलमीन करके he had started a group. चौपाटी में गया, सैंड के अंदर डाला, वो माइनर कुछ हुआ, no, because of sand nothing happened, but he wrote everything down and he gave. So what I want to tell you is,
what did he wrote down?
He wrote down किधर blast उसने, he himself couldn't remember. बोले इधर किया था, उधर किया था, ये किया था. वो तो बाद में हमने वो 51 की लिस्ट निकाल के we asked people, तुम्हारे यहाँ हुआ था इधर, we didn't
50-60 blast करे.
51 minor blast he had done. Dr. Jalis Ansari, he was arrested, then taken to Ajmer, because all over Ajmer में भी cases, राजस्थान में केस थे, हैदराबाद में cases थे, minor. What used to be his timer, अपने वो पुराने ज़माने में ट्रेन की टिकट होती थी which was thick. He used to fold the ticket and वो sulfuric acid used to fall on the ticket. So whatever time it took for the drop to fall and burn that ticket and reach the explosive. That was the timer. My personal experience is कि underworld को break करना बहुत easy है interrogation में, but they do it for money. तो उनका कोई भाई नहीं, कुछ नहीं, जब अगर पकड़ के लेके आए तो फट करके सब बोल देते हैं. बट द टेररिस्ट जो है who are indoctrinated, who
Brainwashed इनको
you know, उनकी ideology, they have been brainwashed. So it takes a lot.
ये क्यों
हमने
करते
जब
थे?
इंडियन मुजाहिदीन को जब पकड़ा, 21 accused we had arrested. They had done blast in Jaipur, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Surat. 21 accused were arrested. Out of 21, 11 were computer engineers. One was a mechanical engineer. One was a doctor.
Well educated.
So educated. And the rest of the people were 10th pass, 12th pass.
While I'm talking to you, ऐसे इतनी सारी stories, इतनी सारी चीजें, let's form a timeline and then visit timeline by timeline. I have a timeline in my head and I'll ask you those questions. And
I
then
think वो तो उम्र निकल जाएगी.
there are major 6-7 incidents पे बात करते हैं specifically.
I came on 2nd February 1987.
हाँ.
Varda died on 2nd January 1988. तो चेन्नई में भाग गया था और his people were there. So by that time Mr. Soman was the commissioner. D.S. Soman थे, again, great officer. मैं जब उनके पास में गया कॉल ऑन करने कि सर आई एम रिपोर्टिंग फॉर ड्यूटी, ही टोल्ड मी आई एम पोस्टिंग यू टू जोन 4, one brief. Varda and his gang should not raise their head again. So,
एक ही brief.
Just that brief. We are posting you there. And that area, zone 4 at that time had Dadar, Mahim, Matunga, Dharavi, Antop Hill, Chembur, Trombe, RCF and Deonar. These were the 9 police stations which were in zone 4. पूरा झोपट पट्टी था, पूरा ये था. So
Can you show me on map कहाँ पे था? मैं दिखाऊं?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
ये है दादर और
See, this Dadar, this is south. See, this from the jurisdiction was Siddhivinayak used to be there. See, you can take it from here.
ठीक है.
From here, the entire thing here.
Oh.
Up to here.
घाटकोपर से पहले.
No, pehle.
Okay.
There used to be a Govandi was my police station.
Okay.
All this here.
Full area.
The full area. Here you bring it.
Till Worli.
Here.
So
this was
ये पूरा area.
This whole area, and it used to be, this was Varda's area because his bootlegging activity basically was Antop Hill, Trombe. Trombe में, there's a place called Cheetah Camp. Cheetah Camp के आगे there was a colony called Lepers Colony. कोड़ी होते हैं ना, lepers. Varda had recruited them to distill liquor. Why? Because police wala koi jayega nahi. They are all lepers. So nobody will go to touch them there. But he had recruited them.
Haji Mastan, Karim Lala and Varda and then Daud Ibrahim. किसका क्या area था?
See, unfortunately, I was seeing this map. You have Masgon here. But there is no Dongri in this map. See, till Haji Mastan, Karim Lala, Yusuf Patel, Dilip Aziz and Varda were there. There was clear demarcation. Varda was the eastern suburbs, Antop Hill, all that area. This is Antop Hill. The eastern suburbs, Mahol, all this, Trombe, Umbe. So all the smuggling which took place here.
From here.
All this from here was Varda's.
So this till Antop Hill, this area was
all the eastern suburbs till here.
Trombe.
Till here.
Trombe.
Then you had Dongri here. You had Haji Mastan looking after the south area. So all the smuggling which took place here was Haji Mastan's area. And then in Gujarat you had Sukur Narayan Bakhya, Lalu Jogi. So they had clearly demarcated कि ये होगा. Karim Lala was never into smuggling. He was bootlegging, gambling, prostitution, drugs, and contract.
And where did Dawood Ibrahim started?
Dawood Ibrahim started from once Dawood and group came in, they started from Dongri area, the Pakmodia street. It's not there's not shown here. So Dongri, Agripada, Nagpada, Paiduni, VP Road, Baikla, these were the areas. This area.
From here,
this area. Then he had a strategic alliance in this area with
Mumbai Central,
with Rama Naik. Up to Kumbharwada, the tip of Kumbharwada up to 7th lane was the Pathans. Now, when Gauli, Rama Naik and Babu Resham came, Rama Naik and all went right up to the border of Kumbharwada. So when they went there, Pathans or unka ye tha. So typical Kautilyan, this enemy is my friend. So who was the enemy of Amirzada Alam Sahib and all? It was Dawood. So there was a fellow called Noora Kelewala who had a big go down of dealing with Kela, who was friend with Dawood in Baikla. So he introduced Rama Naik to Dawood. And that's how the alliance between Dawood and Gauli, Rama Naik and this started, which in my present book, it ends with Dawood engineering the killing of Rama Naik. See, underworld raises its head when it feels that the administration is weak. The police is weak. The day the police makes up their mind कि आज से बंद. I used to always tell I used to tell my staff, आपके एरिया में एक ही गुंडा होना चाहिए, you, nobody else. Be gentlemen with the good people and be a gunda with the bad people. So this is what it used to be. But the system of organized bribery to the police station, to the hospital, to the BMC, to the lower staff in the courts, it is all done by Varda. And उसकी दहशत ऐसी थी, when he came, I will, if you permit me, I will go gang lord wise.
Go ahead.
I will go gang lord wise.
कितने gang lords थे Bombay?
See, at that time you had Karim Lala, you had Haji Mastan, you had Dilip Aziz, you had Varda.
Okay.
These were the main people at that time. Of course, Yusuf Patel in 1963 joined Mastan. But Varda, he was not happy with only bootlegging. Somebody told him that dock mein smuggling or dock thefts karna chahiye. So Varda on his own, quietly he used to go to the docks, और वहां पर बॉम्बे पोर्ट ट्रस्ट की कैंटीन थी, वहां कैंटीन में बैठता था चुपचाप बैठ के, used to observe. One day when he was sitting down there, he noticed that एक टेबल के ऊपर there is a fellow who पतला सा काला सा बंदा बैठा है, but authority है, because people are treating him with a lot of respect. And then that fellow started speaking Tamil. वो सामने वाला. तो ये बोले ये तो तमिल लग रहा है. So Varda walked up to him and said Vanakkam. And that fellow looked up at Varda, and he also saw Varda. उसने अपना वो लुंगी और एक शर्ट पहनी थी, and he said कि this fellow also looks to be this. And then they got talking to each other, and that fellow was Mastan.
Okay.
He was Haji Mastan. That fellow. And from the 60s, they became friends. And that friendship went right up to, I'll tell you later on, right till his death. It was Haji Mastan who chartered a flight because Varda had told him that if I die there, I have to be, my funeral and last ride should be in Mumbai. So इसने plane charter किया Mastan ने और लेके आए. I was DCP when he died, तो Mastan had come and met me कि मैं plane कर रहा हूँ sir, nothing, I'm just fulfilling the wishes of my friend and this, that. So we had given permission to him, and so that was the friendship. So he told Varda, you start activity in Ghadial Godi. Now Ghadial means in a watch. In Marathi, in Gujarati, Ghadial is a watch. So he told him Ghadial Godi mein ye. So Varda concentrated on Ghadial Godi. Now in Ghadial Godi, there was another South Indian gangster there called Srinivasan Thevar. He was also called Tukda Bhai. Why was he called Tukda Bhai? He was called Tukda Bhai because जो उसके साथ में भिड़ता था, they would cut him into tukdas, pieces, and they would, पता नहीं लगता था where. So he was called Tukda Bhai. Now this fellow, Tukda Bhai, couldn't allow a newbie like Varda to come and start in his area. But Varda was Varda. So there were 3 attempts. Vadala, Sain Kolivada, and the Sain Cemetery on Tukda Bhai. And he got saved. But the 4th time, Varda managed to get Tukda Bhai. And Tukda Bhai का उसके बाद में कुछ पता नहीं, maybe he got the same treatment, उसके भी टुकड़े करके Varda ने ये. And Varda entered the Ghadial Godi, entered into smuggling, entered into dock thefts in Ghadial Godi. Now he had such a thriving prohibition, daru ka business. So transporting daru was a huge thing. So the other gangsters like Haji Mastan, and in Gujarat you had Sukur Narayan Bakhia in Daman. Sukur Narayan Bakhia and Lalu Jogi Patel from Daman. They were doing smuggling there. They were with Haji Mastan. So all these people started using Varda for protection and transportation of smuggled goods. Because of Lutna of goods, the friendship between Mastan and Karim Lala happened. So in 1967, Mastan ke 4 jackets सोने के, you used to have this biscuit. So 4 jacket transit में चोरी हो गए. तो मस्तान ने इंक्वायरी की और उसको पता लगा कि ये पीला हाउस इज अ प्लेस, इट्स अ रेड लाइट एरिया. एक्चुअली द वर्ड वाज प्ले हाउस, बट नीचे में लोग प्ले नहीं बोलते, पीला हाउस करके. तो पीला हाउस में देयर यूज्ड टू बी अ गैंगस्टर, अ गुंडा, अ रफियन कॉल्ड प्रकाश फुगेवाला. Now Phugewala, maybe he was a balloon seller before he got into gangsterism. So he came to know कि ये Phugewale ने मेरे jackets लिए. Now Mastan had people who were experts in smuggling, in stealing this, but he didn't have ruffians कि लोग जाके fight करे. So there used to be a gangster, I don't know whether you've heard, called Bashu Dada. Bashu Dada was Ahmad Khan. He was from Teligali. And ये original gangsters में से Bashu Dada was the gangster. One of the gangsters, okay. Was the gangster. In fact, Bashu Dada was the fashion trend setter. He was the first gangster who started wearing white shirt, white pant, white chappal, which later on all the others,
All gangsters started
all
doing it.
gangsters started following. So Bashu Dada के पास में मस्तान went and said कि वो प्रकाश फुगे वाले ने ये किया है, I want the thing. So he said, don't worry, I'll get it. तो ये अपनी जीप लेके, and Bashu Dada was called Bashu Pelwan also. You know the Pelwan of, and Pelwan of some stature. और उसके पास में भी पहलवान लोग थे as toughies. तो ये सबको लेके गया, प्रकाश फुगे वाले को पकड़ा, मारा, जीप के ऊपर बांध दिया और 4 जैकेट लेके आके मस्तान को
दे दिए. Now Mastan felt कि Mastan was that low profile, this ज़्यादा this type of activity. Then he realized कि I need somebody who can do this thing very subtly. ऐसे जीप में बांध के उसको लेके आके ऐसे he didn't want anything like that. He thought of Karim Lala. Now till that time, and I'm talking of 1967. Till 1967, Karim Lala and Haji Mastan knew of each other, But कभी मिले नहीं थे.
So Haji Mastan went to Karim Lala's office, Jail Road, Dongri. वो उसके भाई का एक कैफे रहीम करके उसने शुरू करके दिया था करीम लाला ने. This fellow used to sit down in a चारपाई there. तो ये गया डोंगरी में. He went. Karim Lala sitting down in the charpai, he goes and he says, Bade Baba. People used to call Karim Lala Bade Baba. Bade Baba Mastan. Now, Karim Lala had heard of Mastan. So, इनका एक था unwritten code. And that is what differentiates the gangsters of old and the new gangsters from Dawood onwards. They respected each other's jurisdiction.
पुराने वाले सब रिस्पेक्ट करते.
उन्होंने अपनी jurisdiction बांधी थी, अपने धंधे बांधे थे, उसमें कोई इंटरफियर
नहीं करता था वहां पर. And they, the gangsters of old worked on 2: Zaban, word, and Ittimad. Ittimad is trust. एक टाइम जबान दे दी and you trust the person, खत्म. उसके बाद में nothing. So these are the 2 things that they worked on. So Karim Lala then became friends with Haji Mastan
in 67, and they started working
together.
Now Karim Lala was born in 1911. He was born in a village called Samalam in a very picturesque Shaigal district, which is nestling in the valley of the Kunar River in the Kunar province. Kunar province is the easternmost province of Afghanistan.
Okay.
He belonged to the Shafi Shinwari tribe. A tribe called the Shaf. In the Pathans, there are 400 different tribes. In 23rd April 1930, Karim Lala was 19 years old at that time. Mahatma Gandhi had started the civil disobedience movement. 1st March, he started what is called the Salt Satyagraha. The Britishers, they had levied a tax on salt, and nobody could manufacture, distribute, sell, the monopoly of the government. People, it was great hardship to the poor because salt is a basic ingredient in food. So Mahatma Gandhi started the what is called the Dandi March. He started from Sabarmati Ashram and walked all the way to Dandi to make. It was a civil disobedience, peaceful civil disobedience, made salt by the basic process of evaporation. He reached Dandi on 6th of April. And he made the salt. Now that one act galvanized the whole country. And when I say country, it was a unified Afghanistan, Pakistan, everything was India at that time. When you think of Pathan, violence is an integral part of their life. It's an absolute integral part of their life. See, there are 400 different tribes governed by a unique code of conduct called Pashtunwali. Now, the Pathans, they are called Pashtuns or Pakhtuns. Okay. And they are from the Northwest Frontier Province. Now, they are governed by this unique code, which is 4 pillars: honor, loyalty, reciprocity, and retribution.
Okay.
Right? Isme, the central pillar of this code is honor. And honor is called Nang. Nang. You know, this code has been handed down verbally from generation to generation.
Okay.
It is an unwritten code. It is based on ethical behavior. It is based on the decisions and deliberations of chiefs, heads of tribes, and the important tenets of Islam, the religion they came to adopt.
They follow this.
So this Pashtunwali, Nang is a very, very important concept of this. Nang is honor. Now, this honor, which is there, for them, everything else is secondary. Nang
is
you.
priority.
And if Nang is disturbed, the entire balance of life is
disturbed.
this. And how can you control that imbalance? It can only be controlled by what they call badal. Badal is revenge or retribution.
Okay.
This is their Pashtunwali code. Very, very clear on that. Revenge is not an emotion, it is a duty.
And Karim Lala comes from that school of thought.
They're Pathans.
Pathans, okay.
They're Pathans.
That's the only thing which is important.
This thing of the Pathans is what, when we talk of the gang war at that time, this is what prompted them. Normally क्या होता है, आपका गैंग है, मेरा गैंग है, हम लोग बहुत भिड़ रहे एक दूसरे के साथ में, business is affected. तो third person comes or good sense prevails amongst the two of us, कि अभी बस हो गया यार, बहुत मारपीट हो गया. Let's now compromise and this. Pathan's case में compromise था नहीं ना. If you have killed somebody of
then there's
there,
revenge.
You have to take
1:1 balance होगा.
They are governed by Pashtunwali. They are governed by Pashtunwali. Coming back to Karim Lala, in all over the India, the civil disobedience started. The Pathans, despite being with this Pashtunwali, there was a very close associate of Mahatma Gandhi called Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, Sarhad Gandhi, Frontier Gandhi.
Okay.
He started what is called Khudai Khidmatgar, servants of God, for peaceful demonstrations.
Okay.
Now, in the Northwest Frontier Province, the Britishers, the Pathans never liked anybody interfering in their autonomy. So they didn't like the British. The British came with what is called the Frontier Crimes Regulation Act. Now, what is this Frontier Crimes Regulation Act? You don't have a right of appeal. You don't have the right for vakil, that is a lawyer, and you don't have the right to dalil. That means right to present evidence or your arguments. So this was not liked by the Pathans. So Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan was rallying the youth against this. And they had chosen the date of 23rd April 1930 for a peaceful demonstration in Peshawar. In Peshawar, there is a place called Kissa Khwani Bazaar. Kissa is story, Khwani is a storyteller. It's a very unique place. This is the place from where the legendary actor Mr. Dilip Kumar, Yusuf Khan, was from Kissa Khwani Bazaar from Peshawar. Now, the British were not prepared for a non-violent Pathan. कि ये क्या चीज है? So they were sending word, used to have the fellows with drums, those beaters. They would come and they would say, शासन ने कहा है कि इधर आना गैर कानूनी है, कोई नहीं निकले, कोई नहीं join करे. They went, these beaters used to go to villages. So they came to Samalam, to Karim Lala's village. Now Karim Lala was fascinated by Sarhad Gandhi, Khudai Khidmatgar. He wanted to go.
Okay.
His father told him, no, you will not
Go क्योंकि illegal है.
go. You will not go. He was 19 years old. He liked a girl from the village. She reciprocated his feelings. They were furtively meeting each other. Now there was another fellow, a cousin of Karim Lala, who was also angling for the same girl. So some animus developed between the two. But in addition to thinking about the girl, he was also thinking of
Joining the movement.
the movement. So he convinced a few friends of his कि चलो चलते हैं, let's go there. तो इसके बोलने पर उसके 3-4 दोस्त इसके साथ में आए, and they were present in Qissa Khani Bazaar against the wishes of Karim Lala's father and some of the elders in the village. Qissa Khani Bazaar was like Jallianwala Bagh. You had the very famous World War I में एक regiment थी, was the Gadwali regiment. तो Gadwali regiment के एक major थे, Major Chandra Singh. उन 2 platoon were there. So the British officer who was there, he ordered कि
मार दो सब.
फायरिंग करो. तो गढ़वाली एंड ऑल, कैप्टन चंद्रा सिंह गढ़वाली, मेजर गढ़वाली said, no, they are unarmed, they are doing a peaceful demonstration, I will not do it. It was like a mutiny. But then they called this and they opened fire. 230 people died and close to 500 were injured. Now very little is known about this Qissa Khani Bazaar massacre. One of the person who died in that shooting was one of his friends from the village. तो उसको जब वापस लेके गए, पूरे गांव में खलबली हो गई कि ये क्या हुआ. एंड उसका जो अराइवल था फॉर दैट गर्ल्स दिस, उसको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली एंड ही स्टार्टेड बिरेटिंग
द गर्ल,
बिरेटिंग करीम कि इसके वजह से हुआ. he has done this. उसमें करीम का और वो लड़के का आर्गुमेंट हुआ और उस आर्गुमेंट में इसने करीम लाला ने, not Lala at that time, it was just Karim Khan, he took out the khanjar and killed that boy. After killing that boy, he ran straight home to his mother. Now Pashtunwali is absolutely unambiguous when it comes to this. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It was within the rights of that boy's family कि in lieu of that either kill Karim or one of his
family members,
brothers, or one of his brothers. So the mother, she realized what it is and she took a decision. तीनों लड़कों को लिया, जो भी पैक कर सकते थे. From there ran to Peshawar. From Samalam in 1930, Karim Lala comes to
Peshawar.
And in Peshawar, he's trying for... Now, Karim Lala was educated. He could read and write Pashto and Urdu. This is the language of the Pathans. There were two. The majority spoke Pashto, but there was another, this called Dari also, which is that Iranian type of thing. So he could read and write because of family connections. In 1851, there was, जैसे हमारे होम गार्ड्स अब हैं, उस टाइम to take care of the remote tribal areas, they had a local guards called PFF, Punjab Frontier Force. It was created in 1851 by one of the founders was Harry Lumsden. So he created it. Now they didn't have the drills and other things of the army, but they could go into the remote areas and call jirgas, call council, arrest somebody and bring him and give. So from Peshawar, he comes in 1932, he comes to Calcutta. Because from 1920 onwards, Pathans are moving from Afghanistan, Peshawar and all that, to Kolkata and Bombay. So he comes to Kolkata. So in 1936, 4 years he has slogged in Calcutta without anything. 1936, he takes the Royal Imperial train and comes to Mumbai. Lands in, that time it was called the Ballard Pier Mole Station. He comes there, goes to Tandel Street in Khadak Dongri, where all the Pathans थे. वो उधर क्या होता था कि Pathans 15-20 Pathan एक room लेते थे. Hire a cook, then go and search for jobs. And, watchman, coolie, loader, whatever it is. And stay together and hire a cook who used to cook for them. He also did
the same thing.
That. He did that. But then he thought, is my life only this? There used to be a wagon freight looter called Jumma Khan. Now, this fellow was tall, बहुत ही daring था. He used to jump from one compartment in a running train to the other. Freight bags चोरी करते थे. Grain का ये करके. He used to. We were looking for a deputy. So he searched for. He got Karim to do this thing. And Karim galvanized the gang. They started working. Everybody treated him as a second in command. Now, the British could not allow कि ऐसे सरेआम ये सब लूट चल रही है this that. So they laid a trap. They shot Jumma Khan, who was injured. They arrested Jumma Khan. कैसे भी करके करीम वगैरह वहां से बच गए. इन्होंने जुम्मा खान को ट्राई किया and Jumma Khan was hung. He was given death penalty. उसको hang किया. So Karim Lala is back. Nothing to do. So Karim Lala gets a job. There used to be 2 drug lords in Mumbai at that time. Another Jumma Khan, who used to operate from Dongri, and a fellow called Babul Khan, who used to operate from Nal Bazar.
Okay.
So, इसका जो घर था बाबुल खान का, उस घर में, उस बिल्डिंग में Karim Lala gets a job as a watchman. So he is observing Babul Khan now on narcotics. He is observing a leader of another kind. But again, Pashtun Wali comes in. How? Babul Khan had a daughter. One day when she was coming back home, वो रामपुर का एक watermelon वाला था. वो watermelon वाला, he teased
the girl.
Now, Pashtun Wali is very clear. Modesty of women, courage, manhood. These are things honor. Nobody can
disturb that. छेड़ नहीं सकते हो आप, ये नहीं कर सकते.
वो बिल्कुल नहीं कर सकता. अगर किया, then you have to face the consequences. So a girl came and said कि उसने ऐसे किया. You say, who has this audacity, gumption to do something like that? He went. वो जो ठेले वाला था वाटरमेलन बेचने वाला, उसके यहाँ पर वो he was standing there, वाटरमेलन काटने के लिए, that knife was, he took his knife and just slashed it.
करीम नहीं, बाबुल खान. Okay.
करके उसको जगह पर ही मार दिया. Now to the community, Babul Khan was not the ROP. The criminal was the watermelon fellow. But as per law, he had to be arrested. He got arrested. Now, Jumma Khan should have normally been a rival. Why I'm telling you this is, you can see the level of people at that time. He may be my rival. We have demarcated our this. But if I was in him, he was also a Pathan, Jumma Khan. He said, if I was in his place, I would have done the same thing. So he started moving heaven and earth to
bail him out.
और उसमें जुम्मा खान की मदद कौन कर रहा है? It is Karim Lala. He is in that save Babul Khan team. Ultimately, they go to Delhi, use their contacts, go to Delhi. And Delhi, they are told that, you may think it is not this, this comes under exception. Grave and sudden provocation. You may think, but it is for the court to decide. You cannot do this. There is something called parole. Get this fellow out on parole, and then you can see what it is. So they come back, hire a lawyer, get him out on parole, and Babul Khan goes back to Afghanistan, never to be seen again. But then Karim Lala sees how the system can be subverted. What Juma
Operations
Khan and
kaise
all,
chalate?
how they. So he gets his old freight wagon fellows, you know, Hero Lala, Bashrin Mama, Kader Mama, you know, Karam Khan, Lal Khan. He gets this whole group. They form something and they start searching for jobs as loaders to start thefts in the docks. So one day they were saying, see, in the docks, the Mathadis and the Malbaris, they were the two communities controlling dock. So people used to sit at the gate and the toliwala, the contractor, would come and take people. So these people used to bribe the Malbari to get job. So Karim Lala is sitting down waiting, you know. So his people ask the Malbari ki, you know, humko kuch ye do. So he demands a very high rate. So his people tell him, the Pathans tell him कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा ले रहे हो, that is not the rate, हम क्या कमाएंगे, हम तो पूरा दिन मजदूरी कर रहे हैं, हम क्या कमाएंगे. So he abuses them. Again इसका दिमाग
घूम गया.
सनका, ये उठा और उसने जो मलबारी को मारा, तो सब मलबारी भाग गए. From that day, Karim Khan became Karim Lala. The people started calling him Karim Lala, and his control over the entire Pathan population. He became their leader.
Protector, savior.
Became their leader, their protector. So this is Karim Lala's...
But how did now, these were the main, like the old ones. Dawood Ibrahim kahan se aaya isme?
The beginning of the 70s. Karim Lala, Mastan, Varda, Yusuf Patel. They were...
ये इनका एक पूरा गैंग था.
They were there. Now, Dawood's father, Ibrahim Kaskar, he was one of 4 sons. And he got employment as a constable in Mumbai police. When Dawood was born, see, Ibrahim was a great believer in peers. You know, बहुत believer थे peers में. So, when Dawood was born, there was a peer called Nirale Shah Baba. So Nirale Shah Baba told him, Ibrahim, that you will have 7 sons, out of which your second son will become very famous, powerful and rich. Now, Ibrahim ke dimag mein ye ki, so while the other sons went to regular schools, Dawood was put in Ahmad Sailor School, which is a convent school, because the father expected कि this is the
यही बच्चा है जो सब लेके आएगा.
So Karim Lala was great friends with Ibrahim Kaskar, and in fact when Dawood was born, he had given a dawat for the birth of a son. Of course, Sabir was 2 years older, 1955 born, 1953 born, whereas Dawood is 1955 born. So, these boys were growing up. Now, the oldies who were there, unke bacche also were growing up to take over the reins from the
Their
old
fathers.
lot, from the old guard.
And Karim Lala's son?
Karim Lala didn't have a son.
Okay.
But even the second marriage, he got married to Fauzia. I was telling you about Fauzia, to get a son, but he couldn't get a son. So what the next step was, Rahim Lala ke 4 ladke the, Abdul Rahman, Samad, Ahmad and Salahuddin.
Rahim was Karim's brother.
Rahim Lala was younger brother of
Karim Lala.
Karim Lala.
Fair.
So he adopted Rahim Lala's son Samad. So Samad became Samad Khan. You know, Samad the terrible, Samad, a Samad story is, Samad became his
Adopted
son. Fatima and this doted on Samad. They pampered him to the hilt. ये 7th standard में था, सेंट जोसेफ स्कूल उमर खड़ी में, समद. और स्कूल में कुछ क्रिश्चियन लड़कों ने higher than him, maybe 9th standard, 10th standard, they started bullying Samad. So Samad 7th standard का था. He didn't this, so they beat him up. So Samad normally should have gone to the principal or to his father back when he came home. उसने वो नहीं किया. स्कूल के बाहर निकला, वो कोई फोन घुमाया. और अयूब लाला, there used to be, again there is a big history. अयूब लाला and Syed Batla, these are two tag team थी इनकी. That Syed Batla was a Konkani and Ayub Lala was one of 7 brothers from Imambada. So he phoned up Ayub Lala. Ayub Lala लोग लेके आ गए and they laid a siege on the school कि कौन बाहर निकलता है, बच्चा हमको दिखा कौन है, हम उसको. So there was panic till the local police station was called and this that. वो लोगों ने हाथ पैर जोड़ के किसी भी हालत में बच्चे बाहर निकाले. पर ये समझ बोला मैं तो छोड़ने वाला नहीं. टुमारो आई एम ब्रिंगिंग देम अगेन. देखते कौन अंदर आता, मैं उनको छोड़ूंगा. नेक्स्ट डे द स्कूल वाज एम्प्टी. सो दैट फादर, द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ द स्कूल, वेंट टू करीम लाला और हाथ जोड़ा और बोला कि जरा देखिए क्या, इस हिसाब से मुझे स्कूल बंद करना पड़ेगा. सो करीम लाला कॉल्ड Samad 7th standard में and said कि ये क्या है, why are you doing this? So he used this मरता क्या नहीं करता. He told him that मरता क्या नहीं करता. So then कि if I am dying, you think I will take anyway. The principal and all told Karim Lala and this fellow कि I will organize those boys and their parents to come and touch his feet, say sorry to him, please forgive them. So a forgiveness meet was organized in the school. 7th standard boy, the parents coming and saying this, and जो मैंने लोगों से बात की है पुराने ये, they used to say that the principal used to call him Samad Bhai. 7th standard fellow. So, in this environment, Samad came, he became, he got to taste power
at a very
young age. So he became arrogant. He was crazy. So he was coming up as a heir to Karim Lala.
And यहाँ पे फिर दाऊद was.
Now, Daud and Sabir, they were in school. It's 1966 में Ibrahim Kaskar got dismissed, got suspended from service for something. वो भी बहुत लंबी कहानी है. So these people, that frustration, depression at home, they left school and the streets were welcoming them. And the leadership of the young party came in Daud's hand, Daud and Sabir's hand. And now, ये लोग, that also is there in my book. इन्होंने, they tried, गुलशन ए ईरान रेस्टोरेंट है on Muhammad Ali Road. उसके बाहर pavement के ऊपर these fellows used to sell synthetic Indian cloth, saying that it is foreign made, imported Japanese cloth. I remember मैं उस टाइम स्कूल कॉलेज में था. there used to be a कपड़ा called Boski. Boski करके कपड़ा आता था, very this, बहुत डिमांड में था. So they used to sell this cloth, synthetic, Indian made synthetic cloth and cloth as Japanese this. So they were selling it. एक दिन उसके ऊपर हाथ पड़ा दाऊद के ऊपर, and he turned around. It was शरफुद्दीन शेख करके एक लालू भाई मस्तान का आदमी था, खांडवा से ये था. उसने उसको बोला कि तुम ये मार्केट, फिर 80-90 बाखड़े होते थे जो ये माल बेचते थे. एंड इट वाज कॉल्ड MK मार्केट, ऑल अंडर कंट्रोल ऑफ मस्तान. एंड बोला कि कल से इधर आने का नहीं तो हाथ पैर तोड़ दूंगा. तो दे retreated from there. Daud, Sabir, so they tried doing that. They
bunch of things.
But they tried doing everything till Ibrahim Kaskar का एक friend होता था who is regarded as king of smuggling, money bags, called Rashid Arba. His real name was Rashid Bawazir. Now, people say Arba, his mother was Arab. Some say that he was called Arba because of his connections to the very famous Galadhari smuggler, and this from this. Most likely, the name Bawazir suggests that he was of Yemeni origin. And during the Nizam's time, a lot of people from Yemen and all those tribes came and settled down in Hyderabad and this. So maybe it was that. Anyway, he was a great Rashid Arba and Ibrahim Kaskar were very good friends because they were great believers in peers. Peer में बहुत believe करते थे. They used to go together and all. Dawood Sabir and all used to call him Rashid Chacha. He is like, the father's friend. This. He told them, why don't you all get into smuggling? And then Sabir went to Konkan, started getting landing spots there, and they got into
smuggling.
So Dawood and all, smuggling in the sense, smuggling came a little later. Before that, they used to get smuggled goods and sell smuggled goods. अब ये सब rise
हो रहे हैं साथ में.
Young Turks are growing up, and emergency happens. 25th June 1975 till 21st March 1977. Emergency is there. All these bigwigs, barring Karim Lala, Haji Mastan, Yusuf Patel, Varda, all these fellows are put behind bars in the emergency. So there was a void created. And void ko kaun bharne wala hai? It is these young fellows who are
rising in power,
who are coming up there. So Alamseb Amirzada on one side, you have Dawood Sabir on the side, you have Hamid Majid on one side, and you have Samad. So this is the young lot which is
rising in
which is growing up there. They were all friends. Samad, Alamseb, Amirzada, Hamid, and Majid. But Hamid, Majid, Samad, they were very good friends. Inka ek hota tha, there was a Rasna hotel in Churchgate. Owner's son was one fellow Pinky, and they were this. तो इनका रोज का ये होता था, वो लोग Churchgate में रसना में बैठते थे. थोड़े टाइम के बाद में the first beer bar in Mumbai was Sonia Mahal. Sonia Mahal करके एक beer bar होता था, where girls used to serve. First time they were girls serving. Then they would go there. Now, there was a girl there who Majid liked, one of the dancers who Majid liked. So, on that day, 13th March, they go to Sonia Bahar, Samad, Pinky. Pinky is the name of the son of that Rasna wala ye, and another character called Babu Labacha. ये लोग तीनों जाते हैं. And Samad is high. Samad, drugs ka, he was one of the first and only gangster who would wear a bulletproof vest and carry an automatic weapon. Sten वगैरह लेके घूमता था. One of the very unique था ये. तो ये बार में गए तो Samad started pulling Pinky कि तू उस लड़की के साथ नाच. तो पिंकी बोला, अरे भाई, टिपिकल बॉम्बे, ये तो हमारी भाभी है यार, ये तो मजीद की गर्लफ्रेंड, आई कैन नॉट दिस. तो while they were doing that, Hamid and Majid walk in and they see the commotion. तो उसको देख के पिंकी felt कि he may be thinking I am dancing with this thing. So they told Hamid Majid what was happening. So Majid told Samad, ये फालतूगिरी बंद कर. So Samad came on to Majid and said, नहीं करता क्या करेगा तू? So Majid took out his revolver and put it on Samad. He said, मैं ये करूँगा, यहाँ से निकल. Now he realized कि he is this. He got angry. He says, रुक, इधर ही तुम लोग रुको, मैं आता हूँ. ये थोड़े टाइम में समद केम देयर, ही सॉ कि कोई नहीं है इधर, तो ये सब ठीक है, इनको तो मैं छोड़ूंगा नहीं. सो हमीद मजीद दिलीप अजीज यूज्ड टू स्टे इन चिंदी गली in a building called Bachu Ali House. So he went to Chindi Gali to search for Hamid and Majid. Now, Hamid and Majid were not at home. So normally, normal banda rahe to वापस आएगा. This fellow was crazy. He kept pacing up and down that gully, waiting for them to come. And then from there, that Impala car of Dilip Aziz comes. And Dilip Aziz had taken his wife and daughter to Marine Drive for ice cream. So he sees Samad there. Now, all these Dilip Aziz, Kareem Lala and all have seen all these kids growing up. So he asks him, Samad beta, idhar kya kar rahe ho? So he starts abusing Hamid Majid and says that main chodunga nahi. So he said, ja, you go home, I will get this thing settled tomorrow. So he starts abusing Dilip Aziz. So Dilip Aziz also is this. So Dilip Aziz abuses him back and says, "Ja, nikal, nahi to idhar kya." So this fellow takes out a sword and puts it into Dilip Aziz and kills Dilip Aziz there. And then he runs. From
that place.
From that place. This was in March 1979. It was in 1979. तो 6 महीने तक ये भागते रहा. 6 महीने के बाद में एक सरेंडर हुआ. अभी करीम लाला वगैरह का एक माधो भाई ठक्कर करके होता था, हु यूज्ड टू मैनेज लीगल सेल. वो कैसे सब विटनेस को ब्रेक करना, कैसे पैसे दे के ब्राइब करना, ऑल दैट वो करके 1980 में समद छूटा. बट व्हाट हैपेंड वाज, नाउ a group formed, Daud Sabir and Hamid Majid together versus Samad, versus the Pathans. Daud got into this visa business. Gulf visa. अभी Gulf visa business is a बहुत हेरा फेरी business था. वो 3 लोग आते थे, एक को नौकरी मिलती थी, but the other 2 का commission and processing fee वगैरह पैसे बनते थे. So those people would go to threaten them, so they needed protection. That protection was provided by, Pakmodia Street by Daud and Sabir. So Samad बोला कि इसका धंधा ये है, मैं भी करता हूँ. So he tried to abduct some visa fellows. Daud came to know. Daud said कि इससे बात करके कोई फायदा नहीं है. Let me speak to करीम लाला. सो ही स्पोक टू करीम लाला. तो करीम लाला ने रहीम लाला को बुलाया, बोला कि दाऊद आके ये बोल रहा है कि अपना लड़का ये कर रहा है. सो दे कॉल्ड समद. व्हेन समद रियलाइज कि ये लोग ने मुझे क्यों बुलाया है, दे कॉल्ड फॉर दिस, उसको आया गुस्सा. उसने रिवॉल्वर निकाला, सीधा बोले कि आइंदा बोले हो इसके बाद में बोलना नहीं, मेरे धंधे के बीच में आना नहीं. तो दीज पीपल थॉट कि अभी फॉर्चुनेटली ही डिडंट डू एनीथिंग एनीवे. सो ही डिड दैट. सो दाऊद and all have come up here. Now what happened was, Amirzada Alamzeb also Pathans. There is a tacit understanding between them and Samad. But the fight of Samad is with Hamid Majid, because Hamid Majid now are gunning for Samad for killing their father. 1976 में Sayyid Batla, there used to be a journalist, you must have heard, Iqbal Natik. He was a journalist, Razdar करके उसका पेपर था. Now Daud, he was also from Konkan. और वो BIT चाल उस एरिया में, दाऊद वगैरह के एरिया में, he used to do this. So Syed Batla was a womanizer and his brother Sajid was a pickpocket. उसने वो BIT चाल के सामने उसने गैम्बलिंग वगैरह का ये शुरू किया. This fellow used to sit down there and he used to ogle at women and pass remarks, comments. Who? Syed Batla. So this fellow started writing against Syed Batla. Up, he was from Konkan. He was known to Ibrahim Kaskar. He felt that Daud and Sabir were the lesser of the evils in society. So they became his informants. They started giving him information about Syed Batla. And this fellow started राइटिंग अबाउट दिस. वो एक बार वो कुछ 14 साल की लड़की को कुछ गार्डन में लेके चले गया, वो पब्लिक ने देखा, वो फैमिली को बोला, पब्लिक गई उधर और वो लड़की को बचाया. उस ग्रुप में इकबाल नातिक भी था, उसने पेपर में पूरा ये छाप दिया. तो इसको आया गुस्सा. सिमिलरली वो उसका जो साजिद का जो कैरम क्लब था, कैरम क्लब यूज्ड टू बी एक्चुअली गैम्बलिंग एंड लिकर, ये तो पुलिस ने उधर रेड कर दी साजिद के क्लब में. तो इसको लगा कि ये इसके वजह से है, तो इसने जाके उसको 1976 में मारा. जर्नलिस्ट को इसने मारा. तो उसके वजह से ही वॉज बुक्ड अंडर मिसा. तो एट वन टाइम इन द जेल दाऊद इब्राहिम इज देयर, यू हैव अमीरजादा आलमजेब देयर, एंड यू हैव साइद बाटला. इकबाल नातिक को मारने के लिए उसको भी है. सो ऑल दीज थ्री आर देयर. नाउ दे सी दैट दाऊद इज गेटिंग मोस्ट फेवर्ड prisoner treatment, maybe because of his father who was there, and these people, इनको कोई भाव ही नहीं दे रहा है उधर. Now they felt कि हमारे पठान एल्डर्स ने इसको बड़ा किया है, इब्राहिम कास्कर को, उसको पैसे दिए उसके तकलीफ के दिनों में, and this, and you know they owe Kaskar and his sons owe allegiance to us. They should show us the respect. Now Daud felt कि they have been taking advantage of my father. वो थोड़े पैसे दे के इतना काम करवाया है. So he was not giving any respect to them. So ये देखने के बाद में there was some animus which started between Amirzada Alamzeb and Daud. 77 May, as soon as the emergency got over, these people were all released on bail. The moment they came out on bail, पहले तो एक दूसरे की शादियों में लोग जाते थे, सलाम दुआ होती थी. But that after this thing, that cold
war started with them. Alamzeb told them, first linchpin is Daud. दाऊद को मारो, ये गैंग खत्म हो जाएगा, ये गैंग फिर उठेगा नहीं. अमीरजादा सेड नहीं यार, हम दाऊद बहुत होशियार है, वो हमको चांस देगा नहीं. साबिर तो वुमनाइजर नंबर 1, ये वो हम वील गेट दिस. आलमज़ेब kept telling him no, but then all the rest of the members said, let's go this. They got hold of Sabir. Sabir was going around with that Chitra girl at Congress House. Daud didn't like it one bit. So on that day, when it happened, 11th February 1981, when it happened, Sabir had fixed up this to take her for a drive. So he told Daud, मेरा दिमाग पक गया है, मैं एक ड्राइव के लिए जाता हूँ. So Daud knew कि ये सुनने वाला है नहीं. So there were two people, Kader Kalia and Sharif Bawa. उनको बोला कि जाओ इसके साथ में वेपन्स लेके जाना. तो फिएट गाड़ी में बैठे हो. Now this fellow was a smart guy, Sabir. He didn't want these people. So आगे जाके सैफी जुबली स्ट्रीट में there used to be one इमाम शरबत वाला. तो इसने जाके इमाम शरबत वाले में गाड़ी ये की और शरबत ऑर्डर किया. So these people are all standing there. Suddenly he sees one fellow called Shabir. तो शब्बू करके बोलते थे. He saw that Shabir, अरे शबीर भाई, उसको बुलाया साबिर ने, put his hand around him and walked with him at some distance, then came back and told these two guards who have been sent by Daud, मेरे को शब्बीर के साथ में काम है, तुम लोग इधर रुको, मैं आता हूँ. And he put Shabir in the car and went. और आगे जाके गोल देओल जो डनकन स्ट्रीट पर है, वो शब्बीर को भी उतार दिया. वेंट एंड मेट चित्रा. वो चित्रा की फ्रेंड थी नंदा. वो नंदा को ये लोग ने अमीरजादा हैड पट आउट Nanda, and Nanda told this Amirzada कि Chitra is lucky, she is being taken for drives and all that. अच्छा किधर ले ड्राइव? कि ऐसे ड्राइव, वो आज शाम को जा रही है ड्राइव पर. अच्छा कौन लेके जा रहा है? बोले बॉयफ्रेंड Sabir is this fellow heard, he came back and told them she's going for a drive. So they planned. At that time also Alamzeb said मत करना,
don't do it. We'll get Daud first. But they did not listen. उन्होंने फॉलो किया और प्रभा देवी पंप के ऊपर उसको साबिर को मार दिया. They killed this. And from that time, the gang war was out in the open. It became as bloody as nothing seen before. Oh, you know, from there, these fellows went in a car. They went and fired in at Daud's Musafir Khana residence. उसमें firing में Khalid Pelwan fired. उसमें Amirzada got injured. They put him in the vehicle. Leke, they went from here to Surat. Surat में they couldn't get a doctor. They went to Baroda. Baroda में कोई doctor मिला private nursing home में करके Sabir got saved. So from that time, this whole thing started. The real gang war started, and Daud became the de facto, the real head. The earlier Sabir Daud gang became the Daud gang. Amirzada Alamzeb dushmani on this side, and then you have Hamid Majid versus Samad on the other side.
But did Daud kill them then?
Who?
Alamzeb and people.
Daud tried right from February 81. 12th February 81. For 18 months, nothing was
working.
दाऊद couldn't get. और दाऊद की इज्जत का ये था कि ये लोग अमीरज़ादा आलमज़ेब, they have done this and nothing has
कुछ नहीं हो पाया, भाई को मार दिया.
And people said ये कौन सा डॉन है ये कि भाई का
बदला नहीं ले पाया.
Till they committed a mistake. Amirzada Alamzeb, they were in Gujarat. Gujarat में they had that very famous gangster Latif. Latif was a card jockey. तो वो लतीफ became their man Friday. Alamzeb Amirzada. उनको घुमाता था. So they started working from Gujarat. First week of October in Popatia Ward in Daryapur area of this, Alamzeb and Amirzada were standing. Muazzin gave the call for namaz. Alamzeb was a very religious fellow. Na sharab pita tha, na cigarette karta tha, no womanizing, respectful to women. He went to 2 buildings away, was from Latif's house, where these fellows were standing down. He went to say namaz. In the meanwhile, Mumbai police came and picked up.
Both of them.
Picked up Amirzada.
Okay.
Alamzeb has gone 2 buildings away for namaz. The police does not know this. Isko leke aaye. Then they also arrested, later on in the month of November, they arrested Jafar Jamal Siddiqui, alias Jafar Lambu, who was also in the car when Sabir got killed. And against the 2 of them, this trial was going on. Daud was arrested in Gujarat. Plus, there was once Daud was driving, they say that Alamzeb वगैरह दिखे, वो firing किया, and Daud got injured. So when he got injured and taken to the Sayaji hospital on 13 June 1983, he was taken there. So उसको उधर पकड़ा. Then उसके against में prevention acts लगाई. He hired Mr. Ram Jethmalani. Mr. Ram Jethmalani stood for him and got him out. Daud came out in August 83. So he decided, I have to kill them in the court. Now he needs somebody
who will do this.
To do it. He thinks, क्या है? At that time, again, you'll read in my book how it happened. Rajan Mahadevan Nair, Bada Rajan, he came in contact with Daud. Daud told him, will you do it? He says, yes, मैं करूँगा. 1 lakh का सुपारी. Supari of 1 lakh of rupees. So he got in touch, Bada Rajan got in touch with Abdul Kunju. Abdul Kunju got David Pardeshi. David Pardeshi went as a lawyer, and on 3rd September 1983, Amirzada got killed in the
court.
In front of everybody. He got killed in the court. Then subsequently the Pathans took badla. They killed Bada Rajan, on 30th September in 23 days.
What happened कि दाऊद भाग गया इंडिया से?
See, that is also a big. There are so many reasons for that.
No, but how did he run away? When आपने बोला कि अगर पुलिस ये सोच लेती कि खत्म काम तो खत्म कर देती है, but then someone who is doing such public killings and public stuff ran away.
Daud got married on 29th April 1985. He got married. Now, see, unlike the Pathans who never thought of कि कुछ करेंगे तो भागेंगे कैसे, Daud was like a wolf. The survival instinct in him was very, very strong. Now, for his marriage on 29th April 1985, when he got married to Major Bean, for the honeymoon, he had booked 6-7 hotels and only he knew where he would go. Nobody else knew, only he knew where. So, he knew this thing is happening. So that survival instinct was there. And can you imagine, on the day of his marriage, 29th April 1985, outside his house in the lane in the Chaika Tapri, his very close associate called Asif Manoj. Now, Asif Manoj is the first fellow who opened fire on Samad and killed Samad on 4th October 1984. So the Pathans took revenge and sent this Chenu and got Asif Manoj killed outside his house. Now, Daud realized कि now I'm a married person. These fellows, either ye sab ho raha hai, things are getting this. He had sent Khalid Pelwan and Anis before his marriage to Dubai to go and search for a place for him to start business. And then he had spoken, Sayyid Mia, Sayyid Ahmad, he was there, Haji Umar, these were smugglers at that time. He had already spoken to them and they had promised that they would give him work there. So they had already gone and done it. Now, my assessment, around that time, there used to be a very dynamic IRS officer called Daya Shankar. Now, Daya Shankar was honest and he was brave. He is one fellow who he was driving on Marine Drive and he saw this silver-colored Nissan. And in his mind, he said, this silver-colored Nissan, ye Gujarat ke ek smuggling case mein we have this. So he followed this vehicle. Anis is driving this vehicle. He goes right up to Akmodia Street and he picks up Anis. Now, Anis and all tell him, Daud comes there and tells him, today our brother Noora is getting married. Isko chhod do, main kal isko bhejunga. He said, nahin, mere office mein aao, then I will decide. So he brings them to the office. Daud and all come to the office. That type of daring banda ye tha. April 1986, the Mumbai police, under the supervision of Mr. D.S. Soman, Madhukar Zende went and arrested Charles Sobraj in Goa. So there was a crime conference which was held in which Mr. Soman made it very clear, if we can get Sobraj, why can't we get Daud? And he put the pressure on Mumbai police that we have to get Daud. This information must have reached Daud कि एक साइड में ये पुलिस अभी जब जो हाथ था ऊपर, somebody has taken out the hand, plus Daya Shankar is on my case, plus they have come right up to my doorstep and killed Asif Manoj. He flew from here. Sometime I have a feeling sometime end mid-May 1986 or June 1986, he has gone away from here.
Do you think कि आज भी कुछ control करता है?
Will you leave something for me for my next book? But you see, my this book, when I started writing, I wanted to do 100 years of the underworld. But I told you it's 40 years of my research. But when I started writing, there was so much. You know, what I've told you is just the tip.
Let's talk about one of your other books as well, where you're mentioned about Taj attacks, 26/11, and वहाँ पे आपने बोला था कि कुछ there was a conspiracy theory somewhere कि Kasab had planned or LET had planned that this was to be termed as a Hindu attack. What was it?
They all came. उन्होंने धागा सिद्धि विनायक से और डेविड हेडली ने खरीद के दिया था. They had Hindu name ID cards. It you know, they wanted it to. Pakistan didn't want that name to, and they knew कि all of them would die. They didn't anticipate कि Kasab जिंदा रह जाएगा. And they had all this कि, you know, this would be termed as Hindu
terror. Why?
They didn't want that. This, in fact, if the same book that you're talking about, in that I've written ki Indian Mujahideen, how the name came about, Indian Mujahideen. The Pakistan handlers told these people that you know, this Riaz Bhatkal and that Asif Atiq Sheikh and Sadiq Israr Sheikh. These are the three main guys who were handling the Delhi Batla House unit and the Kondwa Pune and the Mangalore wala unit. The Pakistani handlers told them that, you know, तुम लोग कर रहे हो, पर किसको मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा कि आप, because they used to send, एक बार अल अरबी करके भेज दिया, एक बार अल अरबी अल हिंदी करके email भेज दिया. They said, no, you do something and we want some Indian name. तो उन्होंने ढूंढा वो इसाबा बटालियन रेजिमेंट ऐसे करके एक नाम ढूंढा, फुरकान नाम ढूंढा, one who is able to discern between haq and batil, right and wrong. सब this in the end they came कि इसमें ये सब नाम में Indian क्या है? Because our handlers in Pakistan wanted that India, they came up with the name Indian Mujahideen. So Pakistan wanted to show that they are not doing anything. They, you know, this is all homegrown. That's why they did that.
And you found that out through your research and investigation at that time?
No, in the investigation, we found the ID cards. No. We found the ID cards. We found Kasab. There's Kasab himself mentioned. What
क्या mention किया Kasab?
You know, this is what we were told. This is the cards you people have to carry. They all had that red thread tied around their hands. All that was there.
And what was Kasab's name then? If he would have died as per the plan?
He took a name of somebody in Bangalore. You know, this was, I think, Samir Chowdhury. I think the name was Samir Chowdhury. That is the name that he took.
And we were because talking about Underworld, and you also handled a case of Gulshan Kumar. But in your, there's a statement where
I'll tell you
did
what
you say,
happened.
right, कि उनको शायद पता था पहले से या warning दी थी?
What happened? See, I told you, working in the crime branch, the bomb blast and all, I developed a good network of informants. So, sometime, I think 22nd of April, 1996. 22nd of April, 1996. Late in the night, I get a call. उस टाइम मोबाइल फोन नहीं होते थे, लैंडलाइन. On the landline, and that person told me कि सर गुलशन कुमार का विकेट जाने वाला है. So I said, विकेट जाने वाला कौन? Then he told me कि you know, अबू सालिम ये करवा रहा है, ये शिव मंदिर में जाता है और जैसे बाहर निकलेगा इसको ये लोग ठोकने वाले हैं. I said, कुछ और मिले इन्फॉर्मेशन तो मेरे को बताना. I got this information. It must have been around 2-3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. You know, my wife, you know, she saw me sitting down after the call, and she was used to all this happening. She asked me what happened. I said, no, somebody is going to be killed. So she very matter-of-factly told me, why don't you inform somebody? I said, yeah, I'll do that. So in the morning, at around 6:37, I phoned up Mahesh Bhatt. And I told Mahesh Bhatt, do you know Gulshan Kumar? He says, yeah, I'm directing a film for him. I said, you tell him not to leave his house. Just ask him if he goes to a Shiv Mandir. And tell him not to leave the house today. I'm speaking to crime branch. Some protection will be provided to him. थोड़े देर में मुझे महेश भट्ट का फोन आता है वापस. Yes, Every day he goes to the Shiv Mandir. So I told him, tell him not to leave the house. I spoke to the crime branch. I had finished my tenure of DCP detection. In 96 की बात है. I was from 92 to 96 start में था मैं. So I phoned them up and I told them something like this is going to happen. Immediately protection दे दो. So protection was provided to him. Then I forgot about it. Till August, I come to know कि Gulshan Kumar has been shot dead outside the Shiv Mandir. I was shocked. I said, ये क्या हुआ? He was provided protection. Then information came to me that Mumbai police ने protection दी थी, but he had a huge factory in Noida. Super cassettes or whatever it is, factory was in Noida. So Noida UP police had provided him a big contingent of guards. They were there with him. Now, over a period of time, people feel कि ये information दिया अभी तक कुछ हुआ नहीं यार. April में दिया था, अभी August है, कुछ नहीं. So the lethargy
kicks in.
Sets in, sloth comes in. So मेरे ख्याल से कुछ some festival was there. I don't know which festival, but there's Holi. Some festival was there, and his bodyguards and all said that we are छुट्टी पर जा रहे हैं. तो he said ठीक है, अब तो कुछ है नहीं है. And without a guard, he came, and he was killed there.
And when did Underworld completely got away from Bombay?
See, it would be wrong on my part or any police officer's part to say that the underworld does not exist.
It exists today?
It does. They are into SRA, into other big projects. They're into
SRA. What is SRA?
Huh?
SRA?
Slum rehabilitation.
Okay.
In slum rehabilitation and all that, they are into that. Today's underworld in Mumbai is Lawrence Bishnoi and company.
Are they big?
Lawrence Bishnoi and this, in fact, I was thinking that when I'm going to write my next book, I have to now do research on Lawrence Bishnoi and company, Balkaran Brar, alias Lawrence Bishnoi, Goldie Brar.
So how did they come into picture?
See, there is some similarity between them and the Dawood group. Okay. Coming in the sense how they came up. How they came up. It is extortion. It is extortion in this. Of course, in the amongst the Bishnoi community, they believe in Guru Jambeshwar. Guru Jambeshwar, he has given 29 core principles, out of which protection of wildlife, environment, devotion to nature. Among the 29, this is there. 98 में ब्लैक बक केस हुआ, 2018 में 5 years conviction जोधपुर कोर्ट में हो गई. So from 2018 onwards, I think this fellow Lawrence Bishnoi, the first threat he gave was in 2018. गाड़ी में बैठते time he has given it. So it is with this again. This gang came up when the drug menace increased in Punjab. It came from 2015 till today, if I'm not mistaken, nearly 20 murder cases have happened. When the Punjab film industry and the Punjab music industry, there is a boom. So they've tried to enter that. Similar what Dawood and all films may this, because if there is some way to launder money, some way to knock out black money, they come in there. So it's there. I have not done much research on that. So I would not be in a position to.
But do you think that crimes are rising again? This kind of organized crimes in underworld and all of these things are coming back?
See, new gangs would definitely, people wait for an opportunity. So, my advice to the present day police would be just nip this thing before
it becomes serious.
This same thing which happened with Dawood. The police thought कि ये तो अपने हवलदार का लड़का है. We'll be able to control the हवलदार and through him the son. And suddenly one day you realize the Frankenstein has become so big that it's, we had put him out to for the other fish. Now he's become a man-eater himself.
You were there in Bombay during 1993 Bombay blast, Mumbai blast जब हुए थे. What was Badshah Khan's role in this?
Badshah Khan was present in every facet of the conspiracy. He was there at the time of landing. He is there at the time of conspiracy meetings. He is there at the time of putting the explosives in the car. He is there to go and place the vehicle there. So,
he helped you solve this case.
Help me means he became an approver.
What does it mean?
Approver means somebody from the gang who says, I will
cooperate and tell you this.
पश्चाताप हो रहा है. I would like to cooperate with the
And how did you approach
prosecution.
him? How did you approach him? What happened?
Who?
You. How did you approach Badshah Khan?
Every accused was interrogated by me. So there is no question of approach. I have spoken to every accused. 189 we arrested. 189 accused we arrested. So I have interrogated each. See, I had a weakness for interrogation. Nothing gave me more satisfaction
than interrogate.
Then this. I remember when I was DCP detection, I had requested my bosses then, I don't want promotion for the rest of my life. Let me remain as DCP detection. I just want to detect crime. I want to interrogate.
Tell me, how do you play mind games so that you open up other people? What is a tactic that you use?
So this thing comes through experience. It's nothing which is inborn or this. मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. You need, before you come in for interrogation, you need to do a lot of study on who you are interrogating. What are you looking for? What could be this man's connection to the case? What do you suspect him of? And around that, you build your this. And most important, I feel, a person can lie through his teeth, but he cannot lie from the eyes. No matter what you are saying, your body language, your other thing, but the only part of your body which cannot lie is your eyes.
Yeah.
You see, 400 odd pages, you can't. When I started writing, I suddenly realized the material is so much, I'll not be able to do justice. What I've spoken to you today is just the tip of what I've written in the book. It's not possible to write there. So, you'll have to wait for the second book.
Well, thank you so much.
No, my pleasure entirely. Thank you for having me over.
Thank you so much for doing this. It was a pleasure having you.
My pleasure entirely.
Hello, sir. Very good. Absolutely.
देखो दोपहर का टाइम था, बट आई वुड हैव मेड इट अर्लियर. ड्राइवर मिस्ड वन, यहाँ से आगे चले गया हो, बट एज यू टर्न यू हैव टू टेक द लेफ्ट. आगे गया तो देन इट टुक मी अबाउट 2-3 minutes मोर टू कवर अप.
मतलब ठीक है, नॉट दैट बैड. थोड़ा सा एक ही टर्न मिस हुआ, नहीं तो यूजुअली
इट्स ओके.
ट्रैफिक इन मुंबई बहुत ही खतरनाक है.
थैंक यू सो मच ये एपिसोड एंड तक देखने के लिए. अब आपको पता है आपको 3 चीज़ें करनी है. सबसे पहले इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो ताकि इसी तरह हम और भी वैल्यूएबल गेस्ट लाते रहें. नंबर 2, मुझे कमेंट्स में बताओ कि इस एपिसोड में आपको क्या अच्छा लगा और कौन से ऐसे गेस्ट हैं जो आप देखना चाहते हो हम इस एपिसोड में, इस पॉडकास्ट में लेके आए. एंड ये एपिसोड किसी एक इंसान के साथ ज़रूर शेयर करना जिसको अपनी लाइफ में इससे कुछ बेटर चेंज करने का मौका मिलेगा, क्योंकि एक कॉन्वर्जेशन कैन चेंज समवन्स लाइफ. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep figuring out.